Hello again, my dear students, and welcome into our digital class. So, for today's lesson, we will continue Chapter 2, Screen Design Fundamentals, using InVision Studio Desktop app. In the previous two lessons, in this video lesson series, I have demonstrated how to download InVision Studio Desktop app and how to install it. We had also a quick tour of the InVision Studio interface. And for this session, we will focus on the screen fundamentals, okay, on this topic. And by the way, guys, this topic will be divided into 3 video lessons. So, ito yung tatlong video lesson na involved for the topic is screen fundamentals. And for this video lesson, it will contain the first topic, and that is on adding and editing text layers. On the succeeding video lesson of this topic, I will be teaching you how to manage and organize your layers and how to mask layers. And lastly, for this topic, screen fundamentals, on the third part, we will be creating icons for your app design using Boolean operations. After watching these three video lessons, okay, you are expected to simulate an app. So you will be designing your own mobile app, okay, user interface. So you will simulate a mobile app design user interface while you are familiarizing yourselves with the Envision Studio desktop app environment. Okay, so let's start with part 1 of screen fundamentals. Okay, so before I start demonstrating how to add and edit text layers in InVision desktop app, I will just show you a sample mobile app user interface. Okay, and please be informed that this is not my original design. Okay, so our purpose here is for us to familiarize ourselves with the use of InVision Studio desktop app. Okay, so yun yung pinaka-goal natin. So para mas mabilis yung discussion, I have used an existing mobile app user interface. So kinuha ko to sa internet and I will be sharing also that site later on. Or you can use the same site for the mobile app user interface na i-design ninyo, or you can use yung mga apps installed dyan sa mga sa mga cellphones or mobile phones ninyo para at least nakikita nyo kung ano yung next screen na lumalabas when you click that button or when you slide or when you tap, okay, that button. Okay, so parang mas maganda pag kukunin nyo siya sa mga existing apps installed sa mobile phone ninyo. Or kung wala kayong magandang makita sa mobile phone nyo or medyo mahirap gawin, okay, you can use yung site na ginamit ko or pinagkunan ko ng design na to. So your final output will look like this. Hindi ganito will function like this. Okay, so pag i-preview ko siya, so unang lalabas will be the home screen. And please take note, guys, that a digital designer focuses on the design per se. So, hindi tayo si developer. So, hindi natin masyadong concern ang coding. Okay, ang concern natin is on the design only. Okay, so we will not add code here. Ituturo ko sa inyo sa mga succeeding video lessons kung paano ka mag-move from one screen to another. Okay, so parang ang purpose lang natin dito is to design a screen, okay, to design a user interface para makita ng client natin kung paano ba mag-work yung digital design na gagawin mo. And for this session, we will focus on designing a mobile app user interface. So, ano ba yung unang lalabas pag na-install yung app sa cellphone? Okay, when you click this button, ano ba yung screen na lalabas and paano yung way kung paano siya lalabas? Mag-i-slide ba siya from the right or from the left or mag-fade ba siya? So, yun yung mga i-consider mo. When I click sign in, for example, ano yung next screen na lalabas? Okay? And for this, you don't need to put one screen for this, one screen for this pag clinic ko, another screen for this pag clinic ko. Hindi naman na necessary yon. Okay, isang sample lang. Like for example, pag clinic ko to, ano yung screen na lalabas na next? Okay, pag clinic ko tong back, ano yung screen? Okay, so ganun lang siya. So, hindi necessary na one screen for this description, another screen for reviews, kasi halos pare-pareho lang naman yung itsura, 'di ba? So, nagpapalit lang yung description dito sa baba. Okay, add to cart, anong next na lalabas? Pag clinic ko ang add to cart, okay, ito yung next. Pag clinic ko ang checkout, ano yung screen na lalabas? Kayo na din maglalagay ng mga sample na ganyan. Hindi yan coded kung bakit ganyan ang lumalabas. That's not coded. Okay, nilagay lang dun sa design. Okay, and then pag clinic ko ang place order o pag clinic ko ang back, saan siya babalik? Okay, pag clinic ko ang back dito, saan babalik? Okay, so yun lang yung focus natin. Pag place order, ano yung lalabas? Pag clinic ko ang back to home, anong lalabas? Pag clinic ko ang track order, anong lalabas? Okay, so we focus on the design of the mobile app user interface when a certain, yung parang major screen lang na design ang focus natin. Hindi natin kailangan gawan ng screen one by one. For example, ito, kung pare-pareho lang naman ah, ng concept. Okay, so kung review, syempre mapapalitan lang to. Pag offers, mapapalitan lang naman tong paragraph text dito. 'Di ba? So pag clinic ko, for example, ito, parang ganito. Pag clinic ko ito parang ganito din naman yung lalabas. Magpapalit lang yung photo, magpapalit lang yung name, etc. Okay, pero the same yung concept niya. So ang gagawin mo lang is yung mga major screen. So, yung mga important screen lang ang gagawan mo ng design. Okay, so this is an example of sample output na gagawin ninyo or gagawin natin. Okay? Okay, so as mentioned earlier, I will be sharing the site kung saan ko nakuha yung sample mobile app user interface, and that site is behance.com. Okay, so behance.net, I should say. Okay? So, sa Behance, it offers various digital designs. So, may mga mock-ups tayo, may mga illustrations tayo, may mga halo-halo. Okay? And kung gusto mong maghanap ng specific project, you simply search that. For example, mobile app design, user interface, or UI. And when you press enter, lalabas dito yung mga sample ng mga app na ginawa ng mga digital artists. And yung napili kong gawan or isimulate, gayahin ng design is ito. You can browse sa mga apps na available dito kung ano yung tingin yung kaya nyong isimulate. Kasi sabi ko nga, ang goal natin dito is to familiarize ourselves on InVision Studio Desktop app sa mga tools, paano gamitin yung tools, yung mga panels, properties, etc. Okay? And pwede nyo i-click yon para makita nyo kung ano yung itsura ng mga screens na gagawin nyo para you can decide kung ito na ba o hindi pa. Okay? So, lalabas dito yung mga sample screen. Yung iba, very generous. Sinasabi din nila kung ano yung font na nagamit doon sa mobile app, ano yung mga icons, paano yung itsura ng mga icons, and then ano yung ilalagay doon sa first, sa mga home screen, user onboarding, okay, product, home and product page, okay, cart and checkout. Hindi ko na ginawa itong utility screens kasi masyado nang mahaba yung discussion natin. Okay, so may mga ganito. So maghanap kayo ng mga ganito. So ang gagawin lang natin is to copy this for the meantime. Okay, and pag nakuha na natin, pag familiarize na natin yung mga sarili natin kung paano gumawa ng user interface using InVision, then you can make your own mobile app. Okay, so tsaka na tayo doon. Okay, for the meantime, hanap muna kayo sa behance.net. And then check kung ano yung font. For example, dito SF Pro Display. So kung alam nyo na, you can search Google on that font kasi yun yung gagamitin ninyo, okay? You download that font. Okay, kunwari ito yung na-download. Usually, naka-zip yung na-download na font. Okay, you can right-click that and extract. And then, ang i-install ninyo will be yung TrueType font file ang type kasi madaming lalabas dyan, lalo na kung font family yung dinownload mo, madaming lalabas dyan. So, ang titignan mo lang is yung ang type niya ay TrueType font file. Okay, click that, right-click doon sa may naka-highlight and click install. And that will be installed sa computer mo. But for my case, the font is already installed sa PC ko. So, hindi ko na siya i-replace. Pero kung kayo hindi pa siya installed, i-install niya sa computer nyo. And for that font to take effect sa InVision Studio, you need to restart InVision Studio desktop app. Okay? So, kung given na yung, kung given na yung font doon sa behance.net kung doon man kayo tumingin. Okay? But if you will be using the installed app sa mobile phone ninyo as your basis in the creation of your mobile app user interface, then hindi naman necessary that you use the same font, you use the same color. Of course, you can always personalize or you can always customize your mobile app user interface. Okay, that's your job as a mobile app designer kung ganun type kayo ng designer. So after that, you can also go to colorhunt.co or you can go to colors.co and select your color palette na gusto nyong gamitin, or you can take a screenshot of this image or of this screen. Okay, for example, let's take a screenshot of this. You can snip using the snipping tool on your computer and snip this and save this picture para you can copy later on yung mga colors na nagamit dito. Okay? Or you can customize as mentioned earlier and select your own color palette using colors.co or colorhunt.co. Okay, so I think that's enough for my intro. So let's start designing our first mobile app. So ang pinakaunang screen na gagawin ko is ito. By the way, if you will be needing pictures or illustrations and no time na kayo to create your own illustrations or take your own photo, you can only always download free images or free illustrations from various sites. And ang isa-suggest ko na gamitin ninyo will be freepic.com or pwede din ang pexels.com kung photos at hindi illustration. Pwede din ang unsplash.com. Madami. So you can Google kung ano yung mga sites that offers free images or free illustrations. Okay, basta ako sa tatlong yan kumukuha usually ng mga pictures. Okay, for example, shopping. Search ko lang kasi ang gagawin ko na mobile app is an online shopping app. Okay, so for example, ito, kunwari na download ko na siya. So just click that and then click download, free download. Okay, pagka-click mo doon, ayan, ida-download na niya. So for example, ako, i-save natin siya. Gawa na lang tayo ng folder natin for the desktop for our mobile app UI. Dito natin i-save lahat. So I'll save that there. Okay, now that we are prepared with the images, illustration, fonts, and colors that we will use in our mobile app, and nandyan na din yung site at naka-open na din yung mobile app user interface na isa-simulate natin. Let's start InVision Studio. Okay, so I will click this to create a new file. And I'll be using, since this is a mobile app, so I'll be using this screen sizes for mobile. So ako, I'll be using Galaxy S7. You can use other sizes of phone here or you can create a custom size na ka-size ng phone ninyo, kung ano man yung gamit ninyo. But sa ako, gagamitin ko muna S7 for the meantime. Okay, and the artboard for Galaxy S7 will be added dito sa inyong Envision Studio Desktop app interface. Okay, so ito na yung aking artboard. And since hindi ko pa i-discuss ang layers, so hindi muna natin titignan dito sa part na to. Okay, so makikita nyo dito in case na mali yung napindot nyo na size ng screen ninyo, hindi necessary na i-close nyo and start Envision again. You can always change the size here. Okay, kung kailangan. Okay, you can also change the position of your artboard here. Okay, yung position niya sa screen. So kung gusto mo naka-center siya, 0 pixel, 0 pixel para centered yung artboard mo. Okay? And also you can change the width and height of your artboard here. Pero wag mo nang palitan kasi nakaset na siya. This button will let you swap the width and height. So kung gusto mo pa ganyan siya. Pero hindi rin natin gagawin yan. Okay, for the color of our artboard, let's insert yung inisnip ko na image kanina kasi I'll be copying that color. Okay, so let's insert the image na inisnip natin kanina doon sa behance.net. So you can go here and click image or you can tap I as the shortcut key to insert an image. So I have saved that image dito sa folder na to sa aking desktop where the font is also. And then, let's open that. Okay, so hindi ko to gagamitin as image and as a part of my design. I will just copy yung picture and yung color and save it on my color palette as document color. Okay, so I would want to change the color of my artboard. So I'll select my artboard and change the background color by clicking this. The background color to something like this. So I'll click the eyedropper and click this. Okay. And add that as my document color. So kung naka-global colors kayo, you click document colors. Okay. And after selecting a color, you can add that palette to your document para whenever you want to use that color, nandito lang siya. Okay, I'll click again this. So, ang ginagawa kong process before I start is I am creating my color palette. So, yung mga colors na gagamitin ko for this project. So, I'll click again this eyedropper tool and select this color and add that to my document colors. I'll do the same for the gray part. Okay, and add that for my document color. Okay, so I can delete the image and apply this color. Okay, so ito yung kulay doon sa pinagkokopyahan natin. So ito siya. And let's start working on our design. So we will add another image, Okay, ito siya. And then I'll click open. Pag masyadong malaki, you can click. And don't forget yung mga hotkeys natin para mas mabilis tayo mag-zoom in, zoom out, or i-zoom lang yung selection, Control 2. So select natin yung image, Control 2. Yan yung image. And let's just resize that image. Okay, and place that here. Okay, Control 1 to display the full artboard. Okay, and let's go back doon sa itsura niya. So we have a shape here. So let's add also like that. So I'll be adding a rectangle. And the color of this is, ayan. So nandito na yung color kanina. So just simply select that color. And if you wish to rotate this, okay, may rotation tayo dito. You can press the arrow up on your keyboard to rotate that. Or pwede mong, there are three ways actually to change the value ng rotation, ng size, okay? you can type the value here, okay? Or you can uh, put your mouse cursor there and press the arrow up key on your keyboard or arrow down key on your keyboard, or you can position your mouse pointer on the label of that formatting command and click or and drag to your right if you want to increase, and click and drag to your left if you want to decrease yung value 20. Okay, and let's put this in front. So let's just right click and move to front. Okay, so we can get this. Sabi ko, you can customize, so you don't need to find for the perfect or the same picture. Okay, now let's start adding text. So get started and sign in. So ito na yung start ng first topic sa screen fundamentals. Okay? So if you wish to add a text doon sa design mo, you can go here, click this drop down arrow and select text, or you can tap the hotkey which is T. Okay? And when you click this or when you tap T, your cursor will become a text cursor, yung nakikita nyo ngayon sa screen ninyo. And a text can be used one of two ways. The first one is you can click, single click to add a line of text. Okay, for example, ito. And then type get started. Of course, the color of get started is white, so we can't see it, or pink, so we cannot see it. Okay, so that is an example of a line text. Okay, so click to create a line text. Okay, and I'll press T again, click and drag to add a body text. Okay, so pag mag-add ka naman ng body text, when you drag, you are setting the boundaries of that body of text. Okay, so kung paragraph yung itatype mo, then this is very much appropriate. Kung isang line lang naman ng text ang itatype mo, then you simply add line of text. Ulitin ko lang ha. Okay, if you want to add a line of text, isang line lang, okay, you just press T and click on your artboard to add a line of text or a line text. If you are typing a paragraph, okay, you click your mouse, hold and drag, okay, and set the boundaries of the paragraph, okay, to add a body of text. Okay, so yun yung dalawang type of text na pwede mong i-insert sa InVision. Okay? So, since tayo, hindi pa naman tayo gagawa ng paragraph, wala pa tayong paragraph text, we will only be dealing with line text for the meantime. Okay? And then after typing, for example, may mga tinype ka na and you want to shift outside or you want to go outside the text box kasi you want to format, there are two ways kasi on how you will format. You can either highlight and then format, or you can go outside the text box and then select the text box and then you format. Okay, that's the other way. Okay, pero paano ka ba lalabas sa text box? Okay, so after typing, you can simply press escape key. Okay, so you can go out from the text box. Okay, ganun din pag ganito. So, kunwari T, click, get started. Okay, after typing, you want to go out from the text box, you press escape key. Okay, in that way, you can now select the text box and you can now format the content of your text box. Okay, so ito yung first button ko, get started. Now, let's start formatting our text. So, in formatting, we consider yung typography. So, kung naalala nyo, na-discuss natin sa graphic design ang typography. If that design or digital design, of course, digital, it will be presented or it will be viewed purposely for screen. A sans serif font is very much applicable or appropriate. Ito yung mga walang hat. Okay, and serif yung mga merong hat. So since this is a mobile app user interface, it is purposely to be viewed using a screen. So we will be using mostly serif fonts. So yun yung SF Pro display na na-install ko na kanina after I downloaded. Okay? So if you want to change the font family or the typeface of this text, you simply go here on the inspector, okay, and select here yung gusto mong font. You can either search here, SF Pro display, and click that, or you can scroll through the list of fonts and hanapin mo ang SF Pro display. Okay, so whichever is convenient to you, yun ang gawin mo. You can also change the weight or the font weight of that font here. And this is contextual ha. Pag sinabi natin contextual, nag-change yung mga nakalista dito depending on the font na selected. So kung for example, Arial, ang nandito lang is regular, bold, italic. Okay, pag SF Pro display, ito yung mga font weight na available naman. Okay, so for this, we will be using, let's use bold. Okay, for our get started. So font family, for the typeface, this is the font weight. Of course, this is the color. So, it's good kanina na ginawa na natin or nag-add na tayo ng color palette natin para in case we will be needing that color, we simply select that color sa palette na create natin kanina and the color is white. Okay? Next is the size. The same yung ginawa natin sa rotation kanina. If you want to adjust the size, you can use the arrow up key on your keyboard or the arrow down key on your keyboard, or you can type the value, or you can drag to the right doon sa label to increase the size and drag to the left doon sa label to decrease the size. Okay, so for me, mas convenient sa akin yung paggamit ng arrow up and arrow down on my keyboard. So yun. So iniisa-isa natin ha. We have the font family, we have the font weight, we have the font color, we have the font size. Next, we have the line spacing. So kung meron kayong paragraph for example, and gusto mong magdagdag ng spacing in between the lines doon sa paragraph. Okay, for example, this is a paragraph. And there are 3 lines, for example, and you want to add line spacing. So, yun yung parang in typography, that's, I think, leading the line spacing or the paragraph spacing. So, for example, ito, so I'll just press escape. Okay, so line spacing is the spacing in between lines of text. Okay, yung letter naman, nakatabi niya, is actually the spacing in between character. So line here is line spacing, letter here is character spacing. Nakita nyo naman siguro yung difference. Line spacing is the space in between lines of text and letter is the spacing in between characters. Okay? Next, we have the after. After will change the spacing of the text with the other text. So let's try. Ayan. Okay, next we have the alignment. Take note yung difference ng alignment dito sa taas. Okay, so align din kasi itong mga to or alignment options din. So anong difference niya dito? Pag gagamitin mo ito, we are changing the alignment of the text inside this box. Okay, parang ganyan. So, paano ba yung alignment ng text sa loob ng box? Kung gagamitin mo naman itong align option sa taas, paano yung alignment ng box dito sa artboard? So, kung ginamit mo yan, for example, pupunta yung box doon sa left, pag ito pupunta sa center, pag ito pupunta sa right. Okay? This will go on top, this will go on the middle, and this will go at the bottom. Okay, ulitin lang natin. These alignment options will change the alignment of the text box on the screen. And these alignment options will change the alignment of the text inside the box. Okay, so yun yung difference nung dalawa. So if you want to position this at the top and you want to position that at the center at the top, then you can use these alignment options. Or syempre, you can always drag that and you can see naman yung mga guidelines na lumalabas yung mga purple lines dyan para alam mo kung saan siya nakapwesto. Okay? We have also other options here. Okay, you can either turn the selected text into sentence case, into lowercase, into upper case. You can underline, you can strike through, okay? And may mga options din tayo, advanced options din tayo dito wherein you can change yung pwesto nung text doon sa loob ng box. Okay? So, would you want that at the top of the box, at the center or center and middle of the box or bottom of the box? Okay, so yun yung mga advanced options na pwede nating gamitin din. And then next, we have the auto, wrap, and fix. Okay, pag naggumamit ka ng, or kung ang in-insert mo ay line text, and line text na banggit ko kanina is yung pag-click mo once, automatically it will be set to auto. Ibig sabihin ng auto, it will be the InVision Studio that will define the size of your text box based from the content. Okay, so pag naka-auto yan, for example, uh, tanggalin ko lang yung mga nilagay-lagay ko dyan. Okay, so pag naka-auto ito, depending on the size of your text or depending on the content of your text box, okay, so the size of your text box will be resized based on the content of your text box. Okay, so auto means it will be InVision Studio who will be or that will define the size of your text box. Pag fix naman, fix is done kung nag-insert ka ng body of text. Okay, so automatically, fix ang nasa-select pag body. Kasi since drinag mo siya, ikaw ang nag-define nung boundary, gaano ba kalaki yung text box mo, ikaw ang nag-define doon. So naka-fix siya. So pwedeng mas malaki yung text box mo doon sa content, pwedeng mas maliit yung text box mo doon sa content. So in short, it will be the user who will determine the size of the text box. Okay, so let me simplify the difference of auto and fix. Auto is automatically selected when you add line text or line of text, yung single click lang. Fix naman is automatically selected when you add a body of text or body text, yung ikaw ang nag-drag at nag-define ng boundary. Okay? Pag auto ang nakaselect, it means InVision will define the size of the text box based from its contents. Pag fixed naman, it means the text box size is determined by you as the designer or as the user of the app. And wrap naman is, for example, ito, ayan siya. Wrap means it will automatically adjust the size of your text box depending on the content of your text box. So parang auto din siya. Okay? So yun yung difference. Okay. So I will delete the extras kasi on our example, we only need get started and sign in. Okay, ito yung ating inagaya. So get started and sign in. Okay, yung opacity is the transparency of the text. Okay, of course, we have the fields. If you want to change the fill color, if you want to add a fill at the same time you want to add a border or outline color. Okay, we have shadows, inner shadows, interactions, saka na yan. Okay, so importante ngayon is alam nyo tong how to add a text, line of text, and body text, how to format that text. Okay, another one. Okay, for example, ito. Bakit kaya, so sinenter na natin siya ha, so nakasenter siya doon sa loob ng text box, naka-center din siya sa screen. Okay. Pero let's try to resize that. Bakit sa tingin nyo, naka-center naman siya sa text box, naka-center din siya sa screen, pero bakit pag nag-adjust tayo ng size, hindi siya nag-a-adjust or napapalitan yung alignment niya doon sa artboard. Okay, so papasok tayo doon sa responsive resizing setting. Ito yon. Okay, kung nakikita nyo dito, ang anchor point, okay, ay nasa left. Ibig sabihin, pag nag-adjust ka ng size dito, mag-a-adjust siya from the left. So, mag-move siya. Kung lalakihan mo, ito, mag-move siya. So, ang starting point niya is sa left at hindi sa right at hindi sa center. Okay, so if you want, ando ko lang muna yung unang itsura niya. So, nasa center siya. So, if you want na ito, when you adjust the size, the anchor point or the movement or the position is magi-start doon sa gitna. So, parang yung anchor point niya pupunta sa gitna. Magre-resize siya sa gitna. Okay, then you change the responsive resizing setting. So, i-click mo ang center. Para pag nag-adjust ka, mag-a-adjust siya from the center. So, hindi siya lilipat kasi hindi siya nag-adjust sa left, sa right, sa top, or sa bottom, kundi sa center. Okay? So, yun naman ang responsive setting or resizing setting. Okay? So, and I hope I have discussed all options sa text. Ayan. So, na-discuss ko naman yata. Okay, para makompleto na itong fields, if you want to add a fill color, kunwari white, and then you want to add a border, for example, black, ayan, from the outside, and you want to change the thickness of that border, you can do that here. Okay, you can also add shadows. Yan. O, kunwari, tasan natin, ayon yung shadow niya. Ayan, you can use this. Pero I will not advise you to use these options kasi masyadong decorative at hindi siya applicable sa mga ganito. Siguro sa ibang part lang, kunwari title nung app, pwede. Pero pag ganitong mga button, hindi ko i-advise. Okay? So if you want to delete that, you simply uncheck this or pwede mong i-right click dito and then delete, right click and then delete, right click and then delete. Okay? And I will just return the size to 16. Okay? So that's how you add text and edit text in InVision Studio. Okay, so that would be all for this video lesson. So thank you for watching and listening, guys. And for the next video lesson, we will be adding shapes and we will be completing the other parts of the screen. So see you at the next video lesson.